You may be familiar with the meme that recently surfaced on social media. The one where it says, where it has a MapQuest directions stating, "I've been there." This is before the time of smartphones. In some cases, especially if you're in the trucking industry, you had binders upon binders of these things, really depending on who you were. With smartphones not being around until 2007 and really not taking off till just a few short years ago, this was the way to get to unfamiliar places for many of us around the world, including myself. But I'm one of those tech snobs, and along the line, something came along. Well, I was an adult at that point, and I was able to afford it. Microsoft Streets and Trips was a piece of software that I purchased, which it does what it says there. It's basically takes all this paper, and it does one of two things. In the traditional sense, you could use that software without having an internet connection on any system, and you can look up directions that way. And you can print them up like you do on this modern variant of MapQuest. Everybody remember MapQuest? Worked great for a long time. Smartphones made them obsolete, but that's alright. But in my case, I had a laptop that was basically e-waste, much like this one would be probably in most people. It was an XP era laptop. And with Microsoft Streets and Trips 2007, possibly others, you had an option to buy one with a GPS. This is what it came with it, at least in 2007, if you bought the GPS variant. It also came with an extension cable that's probably long in the way of landfill or recycling. This will work with just about any version of Streets and Trips. So, that's pretty much what I did. I didn't use the IBM ThinkPad though. I had a Compaq Armada 7800 I kept in the trunk for the longest time and whipped it out when I needed it. Had one of those cigarette lighter things that power it up when I needed it. It saved me a few times. So, without further delay, let's plug this puppy in. Is it plug and play? Indeed it is. At least it is on XP. I haven't tried this on Windows 2000 or 98 or anything else. And I did disable the wireless card on this system as it was giving me fits. And there you go. You have Microsoft USB GPS port COM5. So now, let's go into Streets and Trips and let's see if it'll load. Now, it does say 2010. That was the version I had. Most convenient to me at the time, but the GPS should work. As installed, blah blah blah. Yeah, whatever. That's cool. Never. And oh, there we go. And there you have it. There's Streets and Trips. So the trouble with this is to really demonstrate this, provided it's even going to work. Let's see, first of all, do I have to connect the GPS in Streets? I don't know. Oh, yes I do. Okay, start GPS tracking. And it may not even work. It may be very possible too. I am on a metal car, so it may very well just not work. And it may be that the satellites are so outdated. Let's plug it like this. I know this is going to be very awkward for me, but I'm also near buildings, so. But anywho, it is going. Maybe I'll take this thing out on the road and show you it out there. But we do have a blue light, if you can tell. It is trying to search for satellites. I am also next to a building, so these things are very picky, so I am going to stop the GPS tracking. Oh, hold on here. It's on the right COM port. Okay, so let's go to the White House. We know that hasn't moved. It isn't smart enough to even see. White House, Tennessee. Oh, I want the actual White House, not that. Okay, so. Oh, wait. Duh. White House building. There we go. So. And at some point, it actually does fill in the address. It does even have a phone number for select businesses. Okay, so that's, I don't know if I can do. At one point, this could do. Oh, here we go. Add as end. Here we go. Now we're cooking. So add that as the end. And we go to Columbus. Let's just press enter and see where that takes us. If we just do a find. Okay, Columbus, Georgia. I am actually hoping that it would bring up the airport there in Columbus. That's a Columbus Metropolitan Airport. Close enough. It's a Columbus airport. I just try not to give my location out entirely if I can all avoid it. And start. And we have our directions. And there you go. So it does that. And it gives you a nice set of directions that you can work with. And it's a one-dayer. And it does say that the construction information is out of date. Well, duh. This is from 2010. So, yeah, pretty straightforward. You can print this out. If you wanted to do it in the traditional sense, I'm just very interested to see what this looks like. And I don't even know if you can open this on XP, but by gum, we're going to find out. I am, for the record, not planning any trips to the White House. Anybody want to get technical about it, let alone going to Georgia, and it'll open up Internet Explorer. For whatever reason, I've never actually used the XPS writer in any capacity in my life until now. So I have no idea what this is going to do. So it looks like it printed an overview map from all the way from Georgia, Columbus, Georgia to the White House. That's kind of useless. And it gives directions like this, so I think the MapQuest directions look a little bit nicer, but this does the job. So that's Streets and Trips in a nutshell. I really wanted to see if this GPS will work, so let me try to get out in the open here. Might have to do a little video editing moment here, but let me see what I can do to get the GPS functionality to bring up anything, if it is all even possible at this stage in the game. Spoiler alert, the GPS does still get signal. But I'm not going to show that right this second. Well, with video editing, it'll pretty much be instantaneous. But right now, I am currently at my house, and I don't want to give away where I am. I want to keep some resemblance of privacy in a very public world. So I'm going to take this thing out of town a little bit, near a public place, and we get to see this bad boy in action. So that'll come up right now. Okie doke, so that answers our question. The GPS functionality, even in the year 2022, still works to this day. And the speedometer will tell you right now it's a little bit inaccurate because it'll bounce between 27 and 32 if you're going 30 miles an hour. And I know the speedometer in this car is fine. It may be quite old, but it's not that far off yet. And the nice thing, this little dot here will follow wherever you're going. You may have even seen it bounce. And you know, you gotta light fireworks at 8 o'clock at night here. Shut that off. Okay, so anywho, I wonder, because at one point I had a capability with the GPS. It actually had a little window here when I did it at home. And now I can't find it. Let's see if we got... I wonder if it's the... No, that's the GPS task pane. That's... Oh, there we go. Yep, this is the window right here. So you can tell that we're receiving data. We're going... It says it's going 1-2 miles an hour. We clearly ain't. And navigation pane, come back. Oh, okay. What if we need the... There we go. Okay, so yeah, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And whether you have a route planned or not, this dot will follow, like I said, this red dot. Pretty straightforward. So in a pinch, you have a GPS. I'm not actually going to demonstrate that, as that's I do want to be safe driving, and especially recording and driving is a really stupid idea, especially if you're holding the camera, and especially if you have one of these bad boys. And personal opinion, the standard transmission needs to be more standard. Or let me try it again. The standard transmission needs to become a standard once again. But there it is. Good luck trying to find some modern software to run with it. But before I give up on this, I do have one more little fun thing to try with the GPS. So we're going to do that right now. Okay, here's the twist. Windows 10 GPS will work. And it is showing a USB serial controller D. And unfortunately, Windows 10 says the drivers are not installed. Now, I'm not 100% certain if the drivers themselves are included in Streets and Trips, or if Microsoft just cut off support for this thing, but I'm downloading it right now, so as soon as that is done, then we will try it again. But until then, that is going to be it. Okie doke. Streets and Trips 2010, same version we were working with all along, is now installed. So, let us try Witchcraft again. There is a driver, and this time around, we just installed. Yep, so Microsoft USB GPS port COM3. So installing the software does install driver. Now I can't say for sure that the other ones do the same thing, but hey, here we are. There we go. Yeah, there hasn't been one released in 9 years. Now I'm indoors, so this isn't going to get us far, but it should see that at least it is searching for a satellite at this point, so yeah, so if you can find some software to work with this, Windows 10 is A-okay. And I'm almost certain this is 64-bit Windows. Don't want to assume anything here. Where's it say? Yeah, 64-bit, so yeah, so compatibility, no problem. So that's gonna be it for this video, so thank you for watching.